Ukiona watu ya Mount Kenya wamefika mahali waweze sikiza hata ujumbe yako ya condolences, ujue mambo yako kaput, mambo yako kuisha, mambo yako kuisha, na mambo yako kuisha na kuisha na kuisha kabisa. Lazima urudi step kama hata si 10 kama 20 ama 25 nyuma, uangalie ni wapi ndio ulipotelea, kwa sababu hiyo nguvu ambayo William Ruto anatumia ya kutoa Rigathi Gachagua kwa kiti, ya kutoa John Nyutu kwa kiti, ya kutoa Karungo Thang'wa kwa kiti, ya kutoa Senator Methu kwa kiti, hiyo nguvu hapana yake. Sisi ndio tulipigia yeye kura. Ninyi mwathurire William Ruto kati nyuma muthurire. Hinyorea wothe ari naguo. Hiyo nguvu yote William Ruto wako naye ambayo anatumia kutukandamiza. Sisi ndio tulimpatia. Na kama tuko na nguvu ya kupeana, na kama tuko na nguvu ya kupeana, na kama tuko na nguvu ya kupeana, na ile kiti sisi tulikuwa tunaangalia hapa Mount Kenya ni kiti moja. Kiti ya Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua. Wakati ulichukua hiyo, hata ingine ukitaka chukua. Yote ukitaka tu, ukitaka ya huyu chukua, ukitaka ya yule chukua, ukitaka ya yule chukua. Ile hatutakuachia ni ya watu ya kanisa. Watu ya kanisa kupigia kelele, wewe unasema hawajasoma. Siku ile ulikuwa naomba kura, ulikuwa unasema wamesoma. Sasa wakati umeingia pale ndani, hata mimi nimekubaliana na Mheshimiwa Nyutu.
Hey, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I go by the name Romy Rolls on all social media platforms, as you can see on your screens right now. Thanks so much for clicking onto this video. And apparently it's a new rise for the Mount Kenyan conglomerate or people as a whole. And I can see they have now launched, or they are preparing to launch a new party in their ends, and that is led by one man, Riggy. And you can see from the video you've just watched, that is Kaba Methu, the senator from Nyandarua, and he's preparing. Both Riggy and Kaba, that is Kaba Methu, the senator of Nyandarua, they are preparing for a political party. As you have seen, both of them, they were in UDA, but currently they have left ODA for their own party, and this is a good link to see how they are moving out of UDA, because UDA literally is falling down, is falling apart, and this is due to the ousting of Rigathi Gachagua, who's the second deputy president of this country. And it's a good move to see that people are now woke, with this negative and bad governance of this current regime led by William Ruto. And it's great to see that people have started preparing. You can see last weekend Gachagua went through this massive crowd which was happening in the Mount Kenya region, and when they arrived, it was a big crowd, and they were enjoying music over there, and it was like a concert or something like that. And when Riggy wanted to speak to the people, I think the party organizers or the event organizers decided not to give him the chance to talk to the people, considering that maybe the government, when the government gave them the chance or the license to organize these events, they were told never to give Riggy an opportunity to talk to the masses. And this is why these event organizers decided that Riggy wouldn't talk to the people, and it was unfortunate in some way, because in this country there's freedom of speech. You shouldn't be limiting people to talk to the masses, as long as the masses have given this person good reception, because in this case the masses gave him a very good reception. And it was nice to see that he still has the ground locked. But in this case, the event organizers decided that he won't talk to the people. But when he left with all the masses, and the party or the event ended like that. So now they have decided that they are going to have their own public address equipments, and just the way the president works with his public address equipments, that's the way they have now launched their own. So whenever they get an opportunity to talk with the people, they will do that without being compromised the way they were compromised last weekend. So they have already started preparing to launch their own party, and it will be good to see, because Rigiji said they are now in talks to formulate their own party and their way forward, and they'll be announcing that after January 25th, because that's when they'll be listening at the courts the final decision in the Rigiji's impeachment. So let's wait past that announcement or verdict of the court about his impeachment. Thereafter they'll give the Kenyan people their way forward, and we will be here to embrace it, because I believe our enemy is one, and that is William Ruto. We shall have to host Rigiji despite of his misdoings when he was in power. Right now we share an enemy, and I believe we shall have to host him, because I believe he will come with numbers, and we will appreciate with his numbers to fight this one man called William Ruto come 2027. So guys, let me know what you think. As long as we have one common enemy in politics, that makes you one of our friends, because this is politics. We can't share an enemy and say we are not together. So I believe we shall need Rigiji come 2027. I believe, for me, I've always said we should only have two horses, Ruto and our own horse, which we shall be, deciding come 2027. People will come together, Matakarua, Kalonzo, people like Okiya Mtata, Jimmy Wanjigi, man like George Natembea. These are people who will come together and decide on one individual who shall take the flag against William Ruto come 2027. I believe we should avoid the 1992 case where we had three running candidates, and it really disappointed the Kenyan people, because it ended up favoring Moi, and he was elected again. We should only have two horses, so that we can have all our votes against Ruto's regime. So I believe we should avoid having many candidates come 2027, so that our votes which are against Ruto should come in one basket, so that we can easily defeat him, and that will call for a very inclusive coalition, which I believe people who have started talking, the leaders have started talking to each other, so that we can have perfect match against Ruto come 2027. Let me know your opinions on the comment section about this pair come 2027, and I'd really appreciate, because I believe if we stay united come 2027, we shall oust one man Ruto, and it will be a very great victory for the country and for the future generation in this governance of this country. So guys, let me know what you think. Enjoy the videos that I've put next, because that's where we learn how we shall be voting come 2027. And big up yourselves for watching this video. Make sure you subscribe, and I really appreciate. Boom.
Mimi ni vizuri niseme, mimi from my heart, Raila kuingia serikali, kutoingia, that is not my problem. Leadership ile iko juu, kiti cha urais, that is where the buck stops. The reason why we sing praises for Kibaki is because Kibaki performed, including myself na wale watu wengine wako katika hii nchi yetu ya Kenya ambao walikuwa wana biashara. We know zilinawiri wakati wa Kibaki. No one remembers who was Kibaki's vice president. No one remembers who was Kibaki's minister for what. We remember Kibaki's era. So when you manage your economy well, wewe ni wewe, watu wanakubuka. If you misgovern a country, kama wakati wa wenye wameharibu nchi, we remember those people. Sio makamu wao, sio sijui nani, sio mawaziri wao. So rais akiona atasaidiwa na Raila, it is okay. He has his rights to choose his government the way he knows how, or the best way he knows how. But I want to say from my heart, wale watu tunaongoza na tunawasikiza hapa mashinani, they are a very unhappy lot. Hawa watu wamekasirika sana na hii serikali. Wamekasirika kwa sababu you cannot come in 2016 utuambie mtu ni mwenda wazimu, utuambie mtu ni mogoroki, utuambie mtu ni kimodo, then 2 years down the line he's capable of being anything including prime minister. Hawa raia wakawekwa poison katika roho zao, wakaambiwa hawa watu ni wabaya, these people are bad, muamuke mapema kama dhuraku tuwafukuze waenda nyumbani. Sasa siku hizi tunaona ile maneno mzuri yote ya hii serikali inaenda kwa Raila, kwa gombe yake, wale watu ambao hawakupigia hii serikali kura, wale watu ambao walituhangaisha sana tukifanya campaign. Hawa raia waliamka kama dhuraku, ndio watoto wao wanafurushwa kule Kariobangi. Hawa raia ndio wanaambiwa kila siku maziwa itapanda bei, sijui kahawa italipwa vizuri, majani italipwa vizuri. It ends up being lip service. Our economy imeharibika, especially this second term tangu Raila aingie katika hii serikali. So ni sawa wakitaka kumuigiza wamuigize, vile wanataka kufanya na yeye wafanye, but for me and the people I represent, they are not happy kubebwa kama wajinga. Huwezi kuja hapa uwaambie mtu ni mwenda wazimu, then kesho yake unawaambia vile ni mzuri. Na sasa watu wenye walikuchagua na watu walichagua hii serikali wamekuwa hao ndio watu wabaya katika nchi ya Kenya, na wanaitwa takataka, maneno yao haitakikani. I mean, we have to be honest hata kama sisi ni wanasiasa. Kwa sababu kuna watu hii Kenya wamefikiria ukikuwa kiongozi na ukue pale juu, hawa watu wengine wote wako hapa chini ni takataka. Na ndio uliona juzi hata pale Kariobangi, wale watu waliamuka kama dhuraku kwenda kuchagua serikali yetu ya Jubilee, wanaagamishwa kukiwa na ugonjwa katika nchi ya Kenya, wanalala nje, maelfu ya watoto, maelfu ya wamama, watu ambao hawajakosea mtu, na hiyo shaba wanatolewa ni shaba ya kajo, ni shaba ya serikali. Kwani serikali ni nini? Si serikali ni watu. Wale watu walikuwa pale, maelfu ya watu wanafurushwa kama burukenge, kama watu, kama nyoka, watu ambao hawajiwezi, kwa sababu hii unafiki yote imeingia hata kwa roho za viongozi wetu. Ukienda ni interior, wale watu walituma polisi kupiga hao watu, the same kind of unafiki ndio iko katika chama chetu, ndio iko katika hii serikali, ya kwamba anyone who is not pale juu, the cream, the cream, yeye ni takataka na hana maana. We must revisit our behavior as leaders, na tujue ya kwamba tukibomoa hii chama ya Jubilee, we are going back to the tribal cocoons ile tulichukua hapo mbele. Na hizo tribal cocoons, they do nothing else than dividing our country on tribal lines, na zinaleta mgawanyiko katika raia wa Kenya ambao watu wa Kenya wenyewe ni watu ambao wako pamoja sana.
Let me say this, you know.
And also you've been asked to apply for the PS.
I want to respond to all of them.
Yeah.
You know, Professor Jenda, Mheshimiwa Nelson, Charles here, Newton, all these people, none of them uses Shifsha. All these people qualify, and they have a very comprehensive medical cover from Parliament, that even if Ojenda has a cold, Ojenda will be flown to South Africa to the best facility to treat his cold. So they are here telling Kenyans how great Shifsha is. Why can't we have this debate at Kenyatta Hospital or Mbagathi Medical District? You go and see what Kenyans are going through. You know, don't be con men, because what you are doing, I'm sorry to use that word, my apologies, you're not con men. I was looking for a better word. Don't try to gaslight Kenyans that this thing is good, it's working, it's good for you, when you and your family, you've been covered under a very comprehensive and very comfortable cover. And I like when Professor Newton speaks, he says his main problem is Shifsha. It's something that the people are feeling. He's speaking from the ground. But these three wants to make it appear like everything is okay. Willis is just a whiner. You're just a complainant. I mean, I'm not complaining. I'm in WhatsApp groups of many Kenyans today who keep adding me, asking me to help raise funds. In fact, people even tell me, don't even give us the money if you don't trust us. Just go to a facility and pay for that directly. We will appear there to get cover. So don't try to tell Kenyans that Shift SHA is good, that it will be better. Tell Kenyans that Shift SHA is messing up their lives and your administration has failed to come up with a workable redundancy period to make sure that the transition from NHIF to Shift SHA does not cause a loss of life. Because those who've died in between, even if after 5 years or 2 years Shift SHA works, their lives will never be recovered. Their lives they're gone. So you should have worked on the redundancy period to make sure that at this transition we don't lose lives. Then the second thing you people talk about, that we've not defaulted in our debt. Look at the Constitution. What are the first charge? First charge of the Consolidated Fund, number 1 is debt. Number 2 is county. Number 3 is pensions. Those are the first charges. Pensioners have not been paid now more than 5 months. Is that not a default? It was a first charge. Counties, the fight is still going on. They are the ones begging for counties to be paid even as we speak. Is that not a default? Look at even some of the debts, the SGR debt.
It's not default, it's delayed.
No. It is default. The default simply means
the
fact that at the point when it is ought to be paid, you've not been paid. You've defaulted, even if you cure it subsequently. So there is already a default. But at what cost? At what cost? You are overtaxing Kenyans to pay for illegal debts. Debts that were taken without following the laws of this republic. Debts that were not applied to any project finance. Banks have given us 5.4 trillion shillings the last 12 years. Where is that project that is worth 5.4 trillion shillings in Kenya today? That you can tell us, we borrow from the domestic banks 5.4 trillion. These are the projects that those 5.4 trillion finance. It doesn't exist. And what did Parliament, yourselves, you don't even know what you approved. You people approved in 10 years, agenda at least you are not there. You approved 2.2 trillion. How was the debt 5.4 trillion in that period? In fact, today, you're telling us the debt is almost 11 trillion. So even Parliament, you need to do your work. You seem to pay more focus and attention on politics than doing your oversight duty. You don't even know that when you pass the Appropriations Act, how much have you approved for the government to borrow? This year alone, in terms of development finance, in your own Appropriations Act, was 300 billion. And of that 300 billion, your president goes out to say, I'm going to borrow 1 trillion because you rejected finance bill. Where did you, as Parliament, pass that you are going to borrow 1 trillion? Because borrowing must get parliamentary approval. You need to understand and do your work as parliamentarians. Then I want to say this. If the economy is good, as you seem to imply, of course, for some of you, the economy is very good. And I look at your faces, you are very bright. Ojenda's suit is a brownie suit, is shiny. He's wearing a golden ring. Charles is looking at his best.
Are you naked? Are you naked, William?
No, the economy is very good. No, let me finish. You'll have your time. Please, relax. You'll have your time. The economy is very good for you three. Yeah. But for the Kenyan out there, we should be having this conversation at Jacaranda grounds, so that we meet the real face of Kenyans as we are saying, Kenyans, your economy is very good, you've avoided debt distress, you have jobs, you are doing well, hallelujah, Hosanna, Jesus is coming. That's the only thing you are waiting for. The real situation on the ground that Kenyans are going through, the real situation, don't carry up your hands. When you're talking, you people put your hands down. When I was talking, when I was talking, when you were talking, I kept quiet. Can you learn to keep quiet and listen? Because I'm not saying these things to attack you. I'm saying these things so that you can internalize them, and when you go back to your offices, you make sure that you do that which the Kenyan people expect you to do.
Okay.
So I'm saying this.
Yeah.
When we talk about the sufferings of our people, about the economy, families are sleeping angry. I was just yesterday with the University of Nairobi student who was telling me at the School of Economics alone, they admitted 3,000 students. Only 500 have reported in this academic year. Why? Because they are not able to afford. Majority of them have been forced to defer their studies. They cannot afford the school fees because you are told for you to report, you must pay the school fees full, 52,000 shillings per semester. And you must, 52,000 shillings, that is for accommodation, and the school fees is 150,000 Kenya shillings. And HELB is only giving them 20,000. If you're lucky, you get 40,000.
Okay.
And so let me say this.
Yes.
These
Briefly.
problems that Kenyans are dealing with are real life problems. They are facing them every day. Let's stop pontificating.
Okay.
Nimetengeneza serikali ya kuunganisha Wakenya wote. Nimetengeneza baraza la mawaziri ya kutuunganisha sisi wote kama Wakenya. Mimi wanauliza watu wa Kisumu.
You like me, why them a fight me? You like me, chewing a bone, a bite it. You like me, chewing a bite it. Don't like how I am. We don't trust them, even if we bust them. We don't trust them, stay fine, not touch them. We don't trust them, we'll be a man and sub them. In farm, I may say, you must them.